Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into Ready to Love Reunion Part 2. Okay, this part could have been 20 minutes. A lot of people didn't need no airtime, but I'm gonna give them a little bit. It's only really 2 moments where I was like, the real villain of the season was exposed tonight. Let's get into it. So up first, we already know what we needed to know, but they had to confirm it. Joy and Jay, where are y'all at right now? They are nowhere. They aren't together. They went on a date or two. I'm telling you, Jay was here to play around. He left the show not to be with Joy. I said this last week. He left the show because he would have looked bad if he would have stayed and tried to fool Allah with Winter after the woman who he said was his number one's sister just passed away. And he tried to fool Allah with Joy back in Houston. Sometimes the love you feel at a resort doesn't feel the same when you get home and you got to get into real life. I don't get it. Like, they say they might try to go out on another date, but I'm like, if y'all really wanted to date, y'all would have been dating. But so let's move on from Joy and Jay, and they, as they call it, situationship. Moving on. Danny came out, correct English, Angie. Danny came out to talk about, Tommy, you was friends with your wife first, right? Yes, we already discussed this. She didn't get a man because she had homegirl vibes. It was bullshit. I don't know why they weren't feeling Danny, number one. But guess what, Danny? You dodged a whole bunch of bullets, girl. And you missed out on a whole bunch of bullshit. You got to go home and laugh at them from the TV like we did. So that's it. Ain't got your followers up because I followed you, girl. I like Danny. I always was rooting for Danny. And I feel like next season, take a spin on what RuPaul did for Drag Race this season. Don't vote anybody out the first episode. Like, let the first episode truly be, I want to get to know you. Let everyone get an opportunity to really get to know each other. Let them get a second episode to actually go out on dates with people. And then let them go home. Because because I don't agree with what I'm saying, because I definitely don't think she was the least attractive, but I feel like you only have physical attributes to go off of. You don't really know anybody, because if we going off of the bullshit, Simone should have went home first talking about everybody in her passport, but we ain't gonna go backwards. Let's move on, because we ain't gonna let this be long. Sam gets his few moments. All we know about Sam is that he didn't have the right mindset, because right before he came on the show, he found out another woman was pregnant with his baby. And I'm like, how long did you know this woman? 2 weeks? Because we already know he got one woman pregnant after 1 week. Somebody called me. But anyway, so was it 2 weeks? Tommy, you weren't asking the questions that needed to be asked. Tommy did read him and was like, look, at least just take care of your kids. You should have told him to put on a condom. Something. And then he made a joke like, well, just don't hang out with Raymond. Hell, Raymond could have all 5 of his kids by one woman. We don't know. Sam is the one down here spreading it around, as what Mama Evelyn say, laying it low and spreading it wide. He needed to go home first. That was a mess. I'm like, everybody on here got a baby. Let's move on. I'm going to fast forward through all of Raymond and Shay's foolishness. I don't believe for 1 second they are a couple, ever was a couple, or want to be a couple. So moving on. Nia. Tommy did not give Nia what she deserved to be gave. Nia was a womp. Even her hidden scenes didn't really, the only thing I learned new from her hidden scenes is she said, I was never interested in Edwin, and I was just playing around with KG because he wanted to be with me. And she had already said that. What did she say? She entertained his I don't even know. I forgot what she said because I don't like Nia. I don't like Nia or her mortgage payments. I feel like, Edwin, did you watch the show? Don't you see the bullshit Nia on? Why do you want to be with her? Edwin seems very smitten by Nia. Even after he heard Nia say, I ain't never been interested in Edwin, he's still like, well, in that moment, I felt like she was interested in me. But what about what she's saying? You don't want to believe what somebody says. Moving on. But Nia is a hypocrite because now, after everything went down, but I would still date KG. I would still date Edwin. Like, bitch, I feel like Nia would date anybody that paid her 2 seconds of attention, which shows me, because she's like, anybody who asks, you want to take me on a date? I'm going. It just shows me, girl, that ain't nobody asking because you too quick to jump on the first ones that want to be with you. Moving on from Nia, I don't want to give Nia that much at all. Denise. Y'all gonna read me in the comments, but I like Denise. Denise has entertained me all this season. Denise in all of her bullshit. Denise is not sorry. Let me say this. I feel like Tommy is making more of what Denise said into something that is not. I don't feel like Denise was trying to say all light-skinned people are narcissists. I feel, and I agree, Denise and Rashid talked about this and squashed it on the show. So why are we rewinding it to make it seem like it was something more than what it was? Denise says she feels like Rashid has narcissistic traits that remind her of someone she used to be with. She did not say, I think Rashid is a narcissist because, he a Kappa and he light-skinned and they fools. She didn't say that like that. And Rashid is like, well, I felt like you called me a narcissist and people in real life gonna think I'm a narcissist and the ladies, I understand. And Denise, you could have apologized, but you know what? Denise is someone I appreciate because she said, I said what I said and I ain't sorry. But I feel like y'all want me to say I'm sorry, so I guess if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. I just feel like Denise was just being stereotypical. She was not trying to make it a light skin versus dark skin thing. And maybe I'm wrong. Get in the comments and let me know if y'all really think Denise was trying to say something light skin versus dark skin. Because let me tell you, I went to a HBCU. I know about every sorority and fraternity has a stereotype. In a long, probably the hundreds of years long that they've been around. Is it right? No. It's not right to stereotype anyone. But the Kappas do have a stereotype of being the light-skinned men, just like they say the AKAs are the light-skinned women. Now, we know it's not, but I'm talking about it's just a stereotype. And I think she prejudged him, prejudiced against maybe her ex-boyfriend that was a Kappa, that was a narcissist. And she probably said, well, hell, if you a Kappa, they all are. And I feel like Tommy, since he a Kappa, he was like, oh, you said something about Kappas? Oh, you colorist. Like, I don't know. I just felt like they put too much on Denise. She was wrong. Oh, I almost dropped all my notes. She was wrong for what she said. She was wrong. But I did feel like they came to an understanding and they squashed it. Now they get over to Denise and Adriana. They are just two people that don't like each other. And it's okay. Denise started it. Adriana finished it. I don't know. Sometimes, my husband tells me all the time, sometimes I could just feel someone's vibe and be like, I don't like them. I don't want to fool with him. And he'll be like, you don't even know them. And I said, I just don't like the way they move. I don't like them. And I ain't going to take it as far as Denise. Denise does have that energy where she going to let you know she don't like you. But sometimes two people just don't like each other and it's okay. Denise said, well, I felt like what you were doing to me was disrespect. And she was like, well, you disrespect me in person. Well, you disrespect me on TV. Nothing was resolved between Denise and Adriana. They don't like each other. Adriana probably really in her feelings, you know, once we get to the next few minutes of this review. And I feel like majority of their beef was over Calfani. I feel like Denise, because Denise started not liking Adriana before Calfani. But I feel like that's where it all started. Denise said what she said about Adriana's man, you know, her man, Rashid. And Adriana confronted Denise over it. And I think that's when Denise was like, I don't fuck with this bitch. And I think that's where Adriana was like, I'm going to get Denise back and I'm going to fuck with her man. I just feel that way. And Adriana said they just ain't never squashing it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all, Houston is huge. Houston is huge. Y'all probably ain't gonna see each other ever again. And I don't like when people want to shout out their city. Because what she said, I'm from Somewhere Grove and I'm from Belmont. Like, bitch, people everywhere get their ass whooped. Where you from don't mean nothing. Moving on. Let's move on. So we get into the next square. It ain't really a square, but you know, Adriana Calfani, Denise Calfani, along with Adriana and Rashid. This whole fight for me bullshit. Rashid didn't say to Adriana what I think he needed to say. Rashid is a class act. He is a man. He is a grown ass man who is ready and willing to give you ladies everything you all been asking for. But because he is too nice, ain't gutter enough, you don't want him. I honestly believe that. What is all this fight for me? I wrote in my notes, I said, girl, you are childish. You are childish. She acts like she really wants Rashid and Calfani to fist fight in the middle of the TV show over her. You played yourself, girl. Oh, the egg is getting ready to be smashed and smeared all over your face. But let's get on into it. So she was like, well, you didn't fight for me. And you know, Calfani, he fought for me. He said he see what he like and he ain't leaving unless he get what he want. Bitch, Rashid was fighting for you. This man was willing to cherish you, respect you, romance you, talk to you intelligently, be your safety net, your comforter, your provider, give you commitment. He made you his priority. But that wasn't good enough for you, because when another man came along, he didn't get in his face and be like, that's my motherfucking girl. That's what you wanted. You wanted some hood shit and you got egg smeared all over your face. You a dummy. And then Rashid did say they were at different ages and different stages of life. I agree, because Adriana still wants to play around and be childish. I'm telling you, any of you ladies, I'm not single, but I have been there. I've been in the dating streets. Any of you ladies who are in the dating streets, I have friends who are in the dating streets and I hear all the bullshit. A man like Rashid, who was like, look, I'm a commitment. I ain't for this bullshit. I was married for 10 years. That didn't work out. I'm looking to have someone be a priority. I ain't looking to date around. A man, he got a good job. Businesses. Takes care of his kids. Want to take care of you. Want to make you a priority. Men wants to be faithful. That's the main part. You can find a lot of that other stuff, but most men who have all their shit together want to play around and have a couple of women, one for each day of the week. You know, he wants to be faithful, but all of that was not good enough for you, because this man was 6'2", chocolate with muscles. With a woman at home. Let's go ahead and get into it. So Denise was talking about something about she wasn't delusional, but Denise was jealous, very jealous. We ain't got to go into all this. And Denise want to play where she wasn't being aggressive. And let's forget about Denise. Let's get into the note on the door, because last week I thought it was eviction notice. So y'all are toasting to long-lasting love and selling your lovely coupleness away on this Houston lake. You couldn't even unpack your fucking bags, and this man has already dumped you. He says as soon as he gets off the plane, there is a note on his door from his ex who already knows all of his kids. And I want to know the number. Because what do you mean all? That could be 5 like Raymond's ass. But it's a note on his door saying, I want you back. And since I already know your kids, you ain't got to let this bitch get to know them. I already know them. Come be with me. And Calfani is down. Girl, you couldn't even pinch a muscle. Nevertheless, sleep with one. Did you even get to kiss a muscle? Y'all probably fool a lot around at the hotel. But girl, the egg on your face. You couldn't even unpack your bags and you lost the man. I'm telling you right now, it ain't nothing Calfani can say to me that will make me believe that he came on this show with an understanding with his woman at home. Look, baby, I need to be on this TV show. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm about to get my followers up. Yeah, I'm going to have to kiss and rub and fool around, but I ain't going to fuck nobody. So they probably ain't fuck. I ain't going to fuck nobody, but I just want to make it to the end of this show so I can get my followers up and I'm going to be on TV and we going to be good. You cool with it? You watch these kids while I'm gone. I'm telling you, that woman ain't wrote his ass no notes. She was sitting at home all along. All along. All along. You can't make me feel no different. Y'all get in the comments. Do you think this woman really wrote a note and put it on his door? And what do you mean? I'm going to just give her a chance because she already know my kids. Why the fuck did you come on a TV show if you was looking for somebody who already knew your kids? And you never talked about said kids the entire time. We didn't even know Calfani had kids till his mama and daddy came on the show the last episode. I didn't. It was funny to me because Denise got her life in that moment. And for that split second, I forgot about all the bullshit Denise did prior. And I let Denise live because when I tell you I hollered at my TV, I damn near dropped my drink. I said a note. A note. I damn near dropped my drink. I couldn't believe it. That was the best part of the episode to me. The best part. And then the whole time, Adriana, well, Calfani, I just want to know, was it real? Like, were you playing me? Was it real? Everything we shared, was it fake? Was it real? I'm like, bitch, this why you childish. This why you dumb. Of course the shit was fake. Because it ain't no way no man could profess all of this stuff for you. And then all it takes is for a note from the ex. Let me tell you one thing. It's a lot of men I dated, maybe not a lot, but a few of all the men I've dated that have the opportunity and the privilege to get to know my child. I don't want to be back with damn one of their asses. I don't give a fuck what they write on a piece of paper. Don't say that, Angie. But I want to know, why did y'all even break up? Like, you an ex for a reason. This man did not have no ex. He was with this woman all along and he played you. And guess what? You played yourself because you passed up a man who wanted you to be his priority for a man that you didn't even get an opportunity to fuck. Because that's why you wanted him, the lust. Remember? You gave up all of this, the safety, the security, the what's familiar to you for something that was new and fresh. You know what's new and fresh? The next man you gonna meet, because now you ain't got none, girl. Now you don't have one. one. But moving on, let's get over with this. Ooh, that was so funny. Tommy tries to ask Rashid, you know, well, look, she's single. You think you could ever want to give it a go? Rashid, Adriana wasn't paying no attention to you because you should have just said, hell no. You was giving her too much. What? Hell no, he picked her. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Because Rashid was giving some long dissertation saying much of nothing. You should have just said, Tommy, no. Hell no. You never going to get to play me again. And that was it. And that was it. Even backstage, she's still in California face. Well, you sure it was real? I'm like, girl, you are embarrassed. You have played yourself. Just like we thought Denise played herself. You have played yourself. And that's it. And then I don't understand why you running up behind him. I said some women just love toxic men. Some women love the bullshit. That's Adriana. That whole, I want you to fight for me. Oh, I'm trash people. I thought it was a package. I want you to fight for me. I need you to do this. You didn't argue for me. That's because you are childish and you love that toxic bullshit. And that wasn't Rashid. That's why y'all didn't work. Sorry for you, girl. Sorry for you. But that's it. I'm looking forward to next season on. Go ahead and give them another season. Don't do this resort shit no more. I want to see y'all in the city, working, mingling, going out to different places. This resort was kind of boring. But I'm going to ride with you. Or if you do a resort, get multiple cities. Like get a couple of people from Houston, Dallas, maybe LA. Even get some country people. Go ahead and get some people from Huntsville. Go on and grab it. I know some single people out here in Memphis. Shut up, Angie. But moving on. Anyway, like, comment, share. I know Ready to Love is off, but there's plenty of other shows that I'm going to be reviewing. I am picking up Bell Collective. I probably will review that tomorrow. And the Holtz of Huntsville and they bullshit will be back next week. And I can't wait to talk about them. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.